in the course of this campaign, have been thinking a lot about history lately. And I've been thinking about the sort of representatives that we used to send to Washington from Montana, folks who swung above their weight class. Because we used to elect people like Jeanette Rankin, who changed the way this country conceives of who can be a congressperson. We used to send people to Washington like Lee Metcalf, people who penned the Wilderness Act and changed the way that we manage our public lands for the better. And we used to send representation like Mike Mansfield, who took his 8 years mucking in the mines of Butte and brought that experience to Washington to carry out the programs of the Great Society and to create programs like Medicaid and Medicare and NPR and PBS, the programs that are under attack right now because of the failures of the National Democratic Party, because of our failure to provide people options of real representation, people who know what it's like to be mucking in the mines of Butte or to be jumping out of an airplane onto public lands to put out wildfires. That is the kind of representation that I intend to bring. We are a great country. We have done great things. We can do those great things again. We have never achieved progress in a straight line in this country. It has always been fits and bursts. And right now, it feels real hard. And it feels real hard, or real easy, to fall into despair. We cannot do that, and we cannot have another politics and another campaign that is just based on anger and despair. We need a politics of hope in this country and in this state to talk about that fact that if we have had representatives who built programs like that, we can have representatives right now who make sure this is rock bottom, to expand access to things like Medicare, to expand what Medicaid actually covers, to make sure that everybody has access to housing and healthcare and childcare in this country, and that we pay for it by taxing the folks who are getting rich off of all those broken systems. I would love your help with that. Thank you.
Mr. Reyes, your closing statement.
So, I left my job proudly to run in this race because of the urgency of 2026 to me. This is the time, the race. We need to flip this seat right here and now. And to me, I am the type of Democrat that can get this done. Now with that, we've had representation that really doesn't like to talk to Montanans, and we know that. And so it's been exciting to do these forums and be out here and showcase who we are as your representative. I want everyone to make sure that you understand that when I'm in that seat, it doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Independent, Republican. My door is open and your problems are my problem. It doesn't matter if you've lived in the district or Montana for 5 months, 5 years, 50 years, 5 generations, or 500 generations. My door is open and your problems are my problems. That is the type of representation we used to get. And it's become so politicized and so against the Montana core values of taking care of your neighbor. We shouldn't be talking politics in the first 5 minutes of helping somebody or meeting somebody. That is not how I was raised. Your neighbor needs help, it doesn't matter, you're over there doing everything. It doesn't matter if it's 2 in the morning. That is the type of representation that I want to see back in Congress. And it's the way I was raised. And it's the 45 years of my life taking the harder path. Whether it's West Point, imbuing that duty on our country to serve. And that's why I'm back up here. You serve, you have an obligation after the military because of West Point, but you have a lifetime obligation to continue to give back to your communities. And that's why I'm here, because the urgency of this race is off the charts. And now is the time. And we need the right kind of Montanan that can flip this seat, get in there, and represent Montana the right way.
Thank you. Mr. Cleveland.
Montana has a rich history of being purple. And I think this is our opportunity to make Montana purple again. It's in front of us, but not if we choose the wrong candidate. We have to choose someone who has the lived experience, the professional experience, the passion to go out there and do the work. This will not be easy. It hasn't been easy the last year. I can tell you 12 months ago when I was doing this, there were a lot of Trump hats and Trump flags flying around. But I can tell you there's a lot less of them now, right? You don't see them. There's a movement happening. We have an opportunity to capture it as Democrats in this state, to redefine what Democrats look like, what we stand for, what we act like, to restore the working class, to protect agriculture, to protect small business, to stand up for veterans, to protect education and invest in it the right way, to do things like universal health care, universal child care, things we should have done decades ago. I mean, just this week, Mexico passed universal health care. Come on. Come on. But there's one way to do it. We have to cut out the corruption. And you have to choose a candidate that will stand against all of it and has the entire time, who's not trying to deceive you. Everything is out front. I'm proud to be individual contributions only. I'm proud to be grassroots, because that is Montana. And we can win that way, on the ground, talking to our fellow Montanans again. That's the work I've been doing. That's the work I'll continue to do. And I ask for your support. Those of you in District 1, I know we're outside of district today, but ask for your vote, volunteers, donations. Let's go out there and get this thing done. This is a great year. It's a great opportunity for all of us.
Thank you. And finally, Mr. Bussey, your closing statement.
This is, it's an incredible place, incredible state, incredible group of people. Not long after I moved to the Flathead Valley, I went to work fighting for the Badger 2 medicine, a place that became sacred to me. Sarah and I eventually named our youngest son, Badge, after the Badger 2 medicine. And I realized right away that this state to which I owe everything deserves something from me. I started to fight for that place, even though in my professional career, just being an overt Democrat, fighting for an environment, doing something like that could cost you your job. In fact, mine was threatened all the time. But I fought for that place. I continued for 25 years. I've done nothing but fight for Montana. I've been in Congress. I've testified here. I've written everything, fought everywhere, never been paid a penny for it. I've been in peril many times. And I think we should look ourselves in the eye, in the mirror, and realize that if we do not win this seat and this majority back in Congress, that the next 2 years in this country are going to be very damn dark for all of us. Darker than even what we've experienced so far. It's time to send somebody back there who can win. I'm in this because I believe I can win the general. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be here. Campaigning's hard. It's hard on your family. My 2 boys, they've also fought for this state. Lead litigants in the health case. My wife Sarah's fought for everything in Kalispell, public education, public libraries, in the face of a community that sometimes doesn't appreciate all that. It's hard work. But this time calls for something different. Somebody who will fight. Somebody who will stand up. Somebody whose words mean what they say. We can get this done. I can feel it. It's so much different than 2 years ago. It's a hopeful time. It really is. It's frightening, but it's hopeful. Imagine what you're going to feel like the day after Election Day. We put that blue flag back in western Montana, the state's purple again. It's going to be a pretty good feeling. We're going to get it done. Thank you.